two things can do, or at least bring back the supposed flagship character, Superman. Two things.
I'm gonna say what I
You
don't
get
wanna
one.
say. I'm gonna say put Bendis on the title.
Oh,
I do not
Lord.
like him.
Oh,
I don't-
Lord.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, put him on all the time.
And do number ones.
Lord.
That's it.
Hey, what are you doing here? Anyway, it's supposed to be my own show, Comic Book Hero, but once again, this guy snuck in. So I guess we'll do something with him. And what are we working on? That's right. Hey, if you wear the S like me and you respect the S, you know it's coming down the pike. April. April is coming, and what is coming in April? Action Comics 1000. I have been waiting. I would love to say I've been waiting my whole life for this, but I believe the soul is eternal. So I have been waiting for eternity for this. I can't wait. So since you're here, let me hear what you have to say before I take over.
Well, I would like to say we were both right about something on this book. He was right about Superman getting the trunks back, right? I was right about, well, I didn't know Superman was they were gonna pick back up in this rebirth thing. I had no idea. I said they should do new number ones, which they did, but I didn't expect them to get Bendis on it. And this will be Bendis's first issue. The big man, what is it? They call him the Great One. They call him the Great One. He's the Great One at Marvel, so.
You're just jamming me now.
I don't understand how excited you are, and Bendis is writing it.
No, I'm excited because we're going to have a great, okay, if you're a Superman fan, and you lived through the 75th anniversary debacle, okay, that was his 75th anniversary, and it was terrible. Why? I've been using terrible a lot of these tapings.
Yes.
Okay? It was awful. Why? He was out of the outfit. He was in this ridiculous armor. Man of Steel came out, and it just didn't play well. It was just it was like DC didn't know what to do with their flagship character. They bragged him to second class citizen status. It was just really bad. This looks like you want to promote Superman. Hardcover book, okay? All jam-packed. Reasonable price on the whole thing too. Once it was going to be $50. They knocked it down. They knocked it down to $30. It's not in previews yet.
Will it be this big though? It seems like it's going to be like this big.
No, it won't be that big.
Like...
It won't be that big. Thankfully, I'll be able to fit them in my bag when I come back. Okay.
Then he said them, so he's buying multiple.
Oh, you got that right. Then we're also going to get a regular copy of Action Comics 1000. Okay, that's just a periodical. 8 different. I think it's 7 different covers and the 8th is a blank cover. So you're going to have all these different artists. We're going to have Steve Rude is going to be on. Okay? Who's the guy
he's going to do a new story for it?
He's going to know. He's doing a cover. These guys doing cover. So we'll have the standard cover with Jim Lee. You're going to have Steve Rude. You're also going to have, who's the guy who does Madman?
With Mike Allred?
Yeah, Allred's going to be on the book. Okay? Classic guys like Jerry Ordway and his name is escaping me right now. If you're a Gary Frank fan like myself, these guys aren't there. Even Alex Ross is going to be absent. But they're making all of these blank covers. So what am I going to do? I'm stacking blank covers, and then I'm running down to every con. Please sketch.
Okay, you're saying that a blank cover is a sketch cover. That's a white cover.
Yeah, just a blank cover.
Come in, and then you have a cover that only one artist did. Or whatever you ask if they do, but how much does that cost you though?
Hey, depends on look, you got to pay the price whoever they want. But again, it's Action Comics 1000. It's Action Comics 1000. You get one shot at this. And mind you, there'll be plenty of blank covers to go around. You'll be able to get your hands on them, okay? But for me to have, look, I'm going to have all of these covers, and then anybody who I know is a great Superman artist. Arthur Adams did some stuff. I'm going to go hit Arthur Adams up like, hey, Arthur Adams, I would love for you to do some work over here. No problem. What's your price? No problem. My collection will be exquisite at the end of the day.
What would that, well, he's just going to do a sketch or he's going to do a drawing? It'd be like, what, $50 to do a sketch? Or is it going to be like,
well, see, I'm not like the, hey, you know what? I'm a big Superman fan and a very big Superman collector. I am not your average Superman collector. Most Superman collectors don't collect comics. They collect kitsch, okay? They want to get a cup or, they want to get a cup or an apron or that type of stuff. So for me, I'm not worried about paying top dollar. If I go to Arthur Adams and say, look, how much would it cost for you to do a sketch both sides? And he tells me how much it would, it's going to be a couple $100. Here's your couple $100, okay? My collection is going to be immaculate. I'll have top art, okay, for this, especially if I can get the Superman creators I want. Jerry Ordway, Walt Simonson, would love to get their hands on it. Maybe some people who don't regularly do stuff. Wish I could find John Bagnodavone and get him to do some stuff as well. Any of those guys who were on
That's
the book.
That's how you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, your pronunciations always throw me. It's like you're from the South or something.
No,
what was it?
Not Mr. Process.
What was the one you said the other day? I can't remember.
Not Mr. Process.
I can't remember. That's it. It's process. There's no A in the word. You Americans pronounce things funny. That's just all it is.
You're American too.
Hey.
He's not American, y'all. We found him out.
Wait,
Take
I didn't
him
say
out.
that.
Yes, he did.
No, I
You're
didn't.
Americans. Yes.
Don't call ICE. Anyway. So for me, that's the plan. I mean, look, normally Comic Book Hero, I'm trying to give everybody some tips and some advice how to go out. But hey, look, if you're a Superman fan, you can get your hands on some blank covers. And when I say blank covers, I'm talking like, hang on, let me do this thick, this thick in terms of blank covers. All right, I'm going to hit every single con. I'll get Joe Stanton to do something for me.
Oh, that would be a good
Okay?
one too.
And I'll just keep them around. Hey, let me get over this. And this will be like I love this because this will be a really, really nice collection. The last blank cover they did for Superman was during the whole New 52 debacle. So you can get some stuff done like Superman Unchained or this. But this is Action Comics 1000. Okay, this will be, again, this for me is the opportunity. As a Superman collector, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. I've got Action Comics 1000. I got access to these particular people. Heck, I'll even get Ramona Frieden, get her to do something over there.
That would be really nice.
Okay.
I was a big fan of Super Friends, so
yeah, get her to, all these, especially the guys who are the big time the older artists. Those I would love to get those guys to come over. Do something with Metamorpho and Superman for me. That would be great. If I could find some of the guys who do Godzilla, I already got this really nice piece done with Godzilla fighting Superman on the book. But it was by just an artist who I saw and I liked his art. Just go do the same stuff. Give me one of Godzilla fighting Superman. Give me one of the werewolf and Superman over here. Give me this. Give me that. All I can just and the imagination I can put to it. I'm gonna have some fun with this. But again, this is a Comic Book Hero show for guys who are collectors, okay? For to have that type of collection for me, I can't wait. April cannot come fast enough for me. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I've already put in orders. I'm trying to get as many copies as I can get my hands on, simply because I want to be able to have that sort of collection. When I'm saying they're going to do the cover, front and back, all right? So I'm going to be willing to put the money out for it. And at the end of the day, nobody's going to have a collection like mine. But I'm looking to do that sort of thing. Now, and I try to put this as a caveat, because I know there are other shows out there where they're saying, hey, pick up this book. It's it's a good speculative book. You can flip it, and you can try to make some money. And I do that from time to time. I don't do that very often. I'm about building a collection. Do you want to have a strong, viable collection? Eventually, it's going to be sold. Either you're going to sell it or somebody else is going to sell it, because we can't take it with us. But the best thing about it, when you have a collection, okay, a collection, not a couple of keys here and some nice book, but a really strong collection, hey, that's a thing of beauty. And I have seen strong collection, and I'm talking along the lines of these things that are pedigree, like the Mile High collection and such, but these are guys who have perfect books, every issue, all of the printings. If it's a key issue, something like Superman 199, they have the one that was released in the States, the one that was released in Germany, the one that was released in France. They have the homage covers. Those are really dynamite collections in my eyes. This is somebody who really took the time to put something together, and it only works as a collection if it's together. So if you try to take it out piece and part, no, it has to be together. That's something that, hey, eventually somebody says, this is such a great collection, this needs to come into a museum, along that line, because you are the person who put that particular thing together. And the Action Comics stuff, hey, just makes my collection that much more unique at the end of the day.
So does this then, all right, I bought Action 1000. Does this now, since Bendis is joining that, does this now make a chain reaction?
Why are you bringing in Bendis?
Because he's gonna be the next guy on Action Comics.
Okay.
He's gonna be the guy.
See, and he's doing this on purpose. Because we spoke.
No. It's not about.
We spoke off camera, and we both agreed that Bendis on Superman would be a good move because you got the name.
Not a good move.
And that'll be a shot in the arm.
Shot in the arm.
You get the, everyone in the comics need this type of stuff, so you get it. But Bendis has no pedigree with these type with the character like Superman. Nothing. He's never. The closest he's gotten to Superman is Captain America, and that sure as hell didn't look any good. So Bendis being on Superman, okay, he'll get some light. You'll probably definitely get some numbers. You'll get some readership.
I'm just saying.
But can he write the story? Will
this then happen, since it's comic book hero, is this going to make a chain reaction to my Ultimate Spider-Man #1?
No.
Oh, this is like...
Your Ultimate Spider-Man #1 is still going to be worth what it's worth, and that was actually a well-written series by Bendis. Why? Because he could write that from the ground up. This was a Spider-Man that he got to start with from issue 1. Everything that he did mattered, as opposed to him... Bendis' claim to fame is looking like, what's all this history? Let's forget this.
Yeah, that's what he
forget this.
Did.
Okay, this is the stuff that I want to do, and this is going to be cool. With Ultimate Spider-Man, that didn't matter because he was creating the history, and it was good. I can't say that it wasn't.
If we're going with now, it's shifted over to comic reviews, and the thing is that you got to the ground floor with what's the name with the Ultimate Spider-Man. The problem being is that it took like 5 issues to decide to put him in the costume. That's really too much story blow. So as well as it's done, this 15-page story and
that's that independent. That indie writer decompression stuff that became so popular, and I mean that's like The Walking Dead. That's like The Walking Dead for the first 50 issues, where literally something would happen and then. Something would happen in the issue, and then it took 10 issues for something else to happen along that line.
So and then added its own barnacle, because as you went on, it's like, all right, if I'm going in, I can see why a new fan would want to read this, because it's like Gwen is not the same Gwen that I met. Like the Gwen I read when I started reading, she comes in and she has this. The banner she has with Peter Parker is that they're both sort of nerdy kids, and Mary Jane Watson is this popular person who's now pushing him away, and it's like they're having this whole different thing that's built on Mary Jane being something new and Gwen being something new and Peter himself being someone new. This is all new barnacles, and they were adding, he's not just saying I have a free and clear Spider-Man with no barnacles. He's like, I'm making all these new barnacles.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
It's like you haven't clear. Don't add this stuff.
No, it's like I want the barnacles. I like the barnacles that I add. I like the barnacles that I add as opposed to the ones that need to be there because hey, this is just part of the history. So what I'm looking at it as a barnacle. Okay, no, this is supporting data that actually makes this character more functional at the end of the day. So Bendis on Superman is it's a frightening prospect at the end of the day. Because I just don't believe that he knows and understands what to do with a superhero. I think he writes superhumans, these incredibly flawed people who happen to have superpowers, but not superheroes. I don't think he ever got his hands on that. Ultimate Spider-Man maybe is probably the exception to it because... But again, this is a guy who wanted to get all the superheroes, and Marvel went along with them. He was like, hey, forget the secret identities. Get them out of the costumes. And I think at one point they had to say, well, look, if these guys aren't in costumes, what exactly are we selling people? How do we compete with how do we compete with these indie comics that are pretty much doing the same thing? It's like, so we got to put them back in Electro needs to be in the costume. Okay?
Well, that's the thing.
That's part of it.
People bought into, it's weird because, you can dislike which creator, because they have Byrne doing chapter 1, which sort of hinted, didn't change that much, but had some costume change, and people like uproar over Electro here. And then you look at the other book, you're just completely buying into it. He just got he's like a bouncer, or he's like some sort of he's like some sort of mob guy outfit on, and they're like, oh, cool, no guys, no. We complained about the outfit being good. They also, Green Goblin turned into like the demon. He's like this big like horns and whatnot, and it's like, but Well,
the whole idea is that they took it too literal. The whole idea wasn't to make a good outfit. They just said, well, he's a goblin. Make him look like a goblin.